Welcome back to News to Astonish My Astonishing Family, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more, and to another amazing Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. The hype train is going to keep going, and there's no sense of stopping. And man, do I have an exciting video for you all today. Today we're going to be discussing the top 10 symbiote abilities we need in Marvel Spider-Man 2, but I won't be talking about this list alone, as we have a special guest who's agreed to aid me in this top 10 list of symbiote abilities. My guest for today's video is Mahdi of Protocol 36. You'll be hearing from him right after my top 5 list of symbiote abilities, but before we get started, I want you all to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notification so you all don't miss videos like this. I post videos on a daily basis, and I do live streams on Tuesdays and Sundays from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and solely on Twitch on Thursdays at the same time. Join my Discord, invitation link is in the description box below, along with the links to my social media, Twitter, and Instagram. Without further ado, let's get started with a countdown. You already know how this works. We're going to work our way down from number 10. So number 10 is the Tendrils ability. The Tendrils abilities are a given. We've seen this from time and time again in the comics, movies, and video games. Pretty much all symbiotes, or Clintar as what their race is properly called, have the ability to form weapons such as tendrils, sharp solid appendages like spikes, talons, blades, and even shields. Given that we're most likely going to have a black suit in the game, if this ability is not provided to us while wearing the black suit, then it'd be a waste. If you've all played Web of Shadows, we all had access to this impressive symbiote superpower, and it was super fun to use, not to mention how powerful it made us feel to clear out the area of enemies when using these tendrils for long-ranged attacks. Number 9. Camouflage. The camouflage ability is useful for stealthy situations. Venom clearly has his ability. The symbiotes are known to be adept at controlling the coloration and physical appearance by providing highly effective camouflage. This can come in the form of everyday normal clothing to even disguising their host's physical features. I hope we get to use his ability as Peter Parker when donning the black suit. Perhaps there will be missions that require you to go to a place that's heavily guarded, and maybe Spider-Man can't get access to it, but as a civilian, yes, instead of having side missions with MJ, let's have more of those side missions with Peter Parker utilizing the symbiote's abilities. That should be really fun. Number 8. Enhanced superhuman abilities. This is obvious, but the symbiotes have the ability to enhance their host's strength. That being said, I want to be able to see those noticeable differences in strength. Peter Parker already has super strength, so definitely bring back the ability to lift cars in the Marvel Spider-Man series. Assuming we're getting the black suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2, I think Peter will be a bit more reckless when it comes to fighting. He'll probably have very little regard for the people and places he's around. This is definitely a given. Wouldn't you like to play as a reckless Spider-Man for a change? It would definitely make for a great story arc in my opinion. Perhaps have someone who is still in their right mind, like let's say Miles Morales. He'll try to probably convince Peter Parker to get rid of the black suit. Maybe this will be the way we get our long-awaited black suited Spider-Man boss battle. Number 7. Weapon immunity. Maybe this is asking for much, but believe it or not, symbiotes are immune to most conventional weapons. So instead of, let's say, flinching when getting shot at from conventional weapons such as handguns, sniper rifles, and whatnot, the black suit should be able to absorb it and take minimal damage. Not to sound like I'm getting into the science of the symbiote's biology, but the symbiotes are so dense enough to absorb the force of powerful blows and stop bullets before reaching the host. They can even absorb breathable gases before the host can even breathe in the harmful gas. So, conventional weapons as such should pose no threat to a black-suited Spider-Man, giving us the impression that we're going to be getting an overpowered black-suited Spider-Man. Also, it'll probably make room for such challenging enemies, such as challenging thugs with weapons that are specialized to, let's say, destroy a symbiote. Number 6. Healing factor. The symbiotes have the ability to grant its host a weak healing factor on strongly bonded hosts. Instead of using the focus meter like in Marvel Spider-Man, the focus meter would presumably be replaced with the symbiote's own healing factor meter and work in the same manner as the focus meter, but a bit more improved when it comes to healing. Perhaps it can provide more health when using the symbiote's healing factor ability. Anyways, those are my top 5 symbiote abilities that should be included in Marvel Spider-Man 2. So now I'm going to pass it over to my friend Protocol 36 and let him finish off the list with his remaining 5 abilities. Take it away, Protocol 36.
Hi everyone, this is Protocol 36. Whether or not the black suit from Marvel Spider-Man 2 will look more like the classic black suit from the comics or a black variant of Insomniac's advanced suit, it is safe to say that like other Spider-Man games before it, the symbiote will have unique and awesome abilities that will be exclusive to that suit. Abilities that Peter Parker himself doesn't have. Spider-Man Web of Shadows had a skill tree both for Peter Parker in the red and blue suit, and of course another one for the black suit, having skills and powers you can unlock when wearing either suit, which I really hope Insomniac does for the upcoming sequel. And thanks to News to Astonish for this amazing opportunity, I would like to list off my top 5 symbiote powers that I would love to see in Marvel Spider-Man 2. For number 5, enhanced/aggressive combat. Even though the Venom symbiote makes his host extremely powerful, one of the side effects is making the person they're attached to more aggressive. It happened to Peter Parker in many adaptations and was one of the reasons why he took it off. Just like Insomniac made the effort of differentiating Peter's and Miles' gameplay in their own respective solo games, for Marvel Spider-Man 2, I really hope that they do the same when it comes to Peter wearing the symbiote, such as when he's his regular self, he's pretty much holding back his attacks so that he doesn't kill anyone, but when he's in the symbiote, maybe we could have him breaking a few bones, Arkham style, and have more brutal finishes, which would overall goes to show how unfriendly Spider-Man is in the symbiote. Number 4, shapeshifting. Shapeshifting is probably less to do with combat, and it is something not only we need, but also something we're most likely going to get in the sequel, where not only will Peter be able to use it during cutscenes and even gameplay when switching from Peter Parker to Spider-Man or vice versa, which is always satisfying to see, but also potentially change the appearance of the advanced suit, where it doesn't just look like a black version of Insomniac's Spider-Man design, but also gradually change its appearance to make it look more like the classic black suit, which is something Spectacular Spider-Man did really well. Also, it brings up to my next point, which is matter generation. Even though this is an ability that's more related to Carnage than it is Venom, Venom has also been known to use this in some adaptations. For those who don't know, matter generation is being able to change and manipulate matter, which is also something symbiotes are able to do, which is how they're able to change their hands to tendrils, claws, and even other weapons. I think this will be something more handy for Venom when we actually get to face him in the game, but also something I can see Peter using for a specific situation that makes his superhero life a little bit easier and would make him love the symbiote even more, thus making it more addictive for him, especially if it involves unlimited webbing, which I have for number 2. Thanks to the Venom symbiote matter generation, it was able to give Peter and everyone who wore the symbiote afterwards unlimited webbing, which I believe caused Peter to not rely on his classic web shooters anymore. In Spider-Man PS4 and Spider-Man Miles Morales, if you remember, when using the webbing against opponents, it would often run out, so you have to wait a little bit in order to use them again, which is great because not only is it comic accurate, but also makes the game a little bit more challenging. And I know this might make Peter a little bit too OP in the game, but this is the Venom symbiote we're talking about, so they would have to show why this suit is so awesome and how much more powerful it makes Peter when wearing it, which may also cause some problems for us in the future when fighting against Venom. And number 1, Rage Mode. Rage Mode is pretty much the ability I want the most in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Obviously, in order to prevent players from always having to use them, there would have to be a build-up system where after you reach a certain level in a meter or gain the necessary points in order to fill the meter up, you're gonna have to try and earn it back so that you can use it again. And I can definitely imagine Insomniac taking that specific element from 2018's God of War when it comes to the Spartan Rage. I think it was an ability that only appeared in Spider-Man 3, the movie time game, so I do hope Insomniac does implement that power in Marvel Spider-Man 2, as not only would it come in handy in a few occasions, but it would also be pretty cool for this version of Peter Parker to go all out during gameplay. And that's my top 5 symbiote powers we need for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Thanks again to News to Astonish for allowing me to be in this video, and I can't wait to hopefully work together again.
Thank you so much to Protocol 36 for joining me on this awesome collaboration. I definitely had a lot of fun. When you're all done with this video, be sure to check out Protocol 36's channel. He makes amazing content. He talks a lot about Spider-Man content, and his videos are of great quality, and I think you all enjoy his content. Please help him reach 1,000 subscribers, people. He's an up-and-coming content creator, so let's help him out. With that being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notification so you don't miss videos like this once again, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.
Yes, we will.
PlayStation